Okay. I missed last week for various reasons. Glad to be back. I'm going to kind of get warmed up for Father's Day, which is next week, right? Or is it 2 weeks? Anyway, I'll find out and get back to you on that. As if you were needing me to supply you with a calendar here. But it's an old song of mine. It's been covered by a couple of people, which always makes you feel good when somebody records your song or performs it. Even a couple of guys were out there. One was named Otto Bost, who is a very well-known figure at Godfrey Daniels in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And Otto did me the honor of doing this song for years. And it's a good song for Father's Day, so I'll warm up this week and I'll play it again next week probably. He bought it to play for my mother when he still loved her from afar. He left it to my older brother. This was my father's guitar. The road was his life and the reason he lived for a year in a car. He played it for only a season. This was my brother's guitar. Who knows where the time goes? One time he went away and he didn't come back for 3 whole days. You can give it away, you can sell it, play it in church or a bar, but take it, I want you to have it. This was your father's guitar. It's yours now, I want you to have it. This was your father's guitar. Have you ever heard the song Freeborn Man? It's a bluegrass classic. The most famous version was done by Tony Rice. This is just a random, interesting bit of trivia. I hope interesting. And I don't know why it came to my mind while I was singing that song, but I was born down in the Southland 20 some odd years ago. I ran away for the first time when I was 4 years old. I'm a freeborn man. My home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. It's one of the great jam tunes, one of the great bluegrass songs, and I was introduced to it on the legendary Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour, where he did that live concert section in the middle of each show with Jerry Reed, and they just killed, you know. And everything I know about country music could be fit into a thimble But I learned whatever I know, I learned from Glenn Campbell and the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour. And you want to hear something bizarre, and the way songs find people and find a life, and there's songs that are monster hits. Oh, I read about one today. It was recorded 4 times before it became a hit. And then when it finally became a hit the last time, now it's like a standard. And damn it, I can't remember the name of it. But Freeborn Man, are you ready for this? Was written by Mark Lindsay, the lead singer of Paul Revere and the Raiders. And it was on a Paul Revere and the Raiders album. And, their rock and rollish pop music, kind of funny stuff, not really too bad, party music, and it was done with like a boogie kind of weird beat. I was born down in the South End 20 some odd years ago, and somebody, probably Tony Rice, discovered if you change the beat around, it just was this great storyline, and it could become, a template for great jamming. Now, the electric versus acoustic, there's no debate there. People don't go, oh, Dylan should have done that song on electric or vice versa. Famously, he's churning away on the Fender Stratocaster on Like a Rolling Stone, and he's playing these real muddy chords that should not work. And he must have liked it because he told him to turn his guitar up in the mix. It's nice to be the boss. But let me show you. The song is in the key of C, and Dylan is playing a C to a C suspended fourth, which is a chord that almost nobody plays because it's so muddy sounding. And yet, in that context of that great arrangement with, the leader of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Al Cooper, who started Blood, Sweat, and Tears, in case you didn't know. And he's playing the organ. You know that story, right? He never played the organ in his life. And he sat down, and the song was in C, so he just played the white keys. And the producer finally said to him, Cooper, what are you doing? What are you doing on the organ, And Dylan then said, turn the organ up, he said. So that ended that debate before it started. Here's what Dylan is playing on electric guitar. Doesn't sound too bad on this acoustic. Once about a time you did so fine. Anyway, electric versus acoustic. This is a song I wrote on the electric recently, a month or two ago. And I'm going to play it for the first time that I've ever played it in public on the acoustic tonight, and see how this Martin treats it. And I'll take Doc Zaleski's word for it that this might be one of my keepers. And it's called Down in the Valley. It goes like this. I had it all, a self-made man, on top of the world, with a master plan, home on the hill, I could call my own. I never thought I'd end up alone. Down in the valley, my voice anymore on the line, and you'll never see me looking down from cloud nine. I'm like a bird that fell from above, an eagle that soared. Now I'm too low to fly. Down in the valley, play a little. So if you have a good year, or even a good day, walk with your head held high, but heed what they say. For each silver lining, there are 10,000 tears. I never thought in a million years that I'd end up down in the valley. Down in the valley. I got the words wrong in the second verse, you may have noticed or not. And I screwed up the rhyme scheme, but I'm not like all about rhyming anymore. So I said I'm like a bird that fell from above, so that ruined the rhyme, because it's like I'm like a bird that fell from the sky, an eagle that soared. Now I'm too low to fly. I love eagles. My friend and I are reading a book together, and there is a white eagle in it. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a white eagle, friends. And I thought I was somewhat into the bird kingdom. I went out on a little fishing expedition with some people led by my father-in-law, Charlie Bauerlein. He found this kind of secret spot on the Delaware River. Really, really great spot. It's on the Jersey side up near Frenchtown, but it's before you get to any of the houses and stuff. So you go out, there's a long jetty, and there's nobody around. It's one of those like undiscovered places. We were kind of alone on it. Everybody was fishing except me. And you could walk about an eighth of the way out into the river on this jetty. And I walked all the way out to the end in deep contemplation of the universe, and not far from me, maybe 25 yards, 30 yards at the most, I see an eagle suddenly just fall and dive. It's an amazing sight to see them tuck their wings in and just fly like a lightning bolt. Well, they don't fly, they dive. And he hit the water dramatically and comes up with a huge fish in his talons and flies away. And I'm like, did you guys see that? You know, I hope they saw it. I don't remember if they did. They must have. It was pretty obvious. I was in such shock that I didn't remember what the other people were seeing, but it was a beautiful sight. It was like a National Geographic moment. So I got back to our apartment, and Annie's sister Judy was going out with a guy whose specialty was eagles. He was studying them, and he studied them in Alaska. He was getting like his degree in ornithology and eagles specialty. I called him up and said, I just saw an eagle catch a fish right in front of me in the Delaware River. And I said, tell me, how many times when they fish are they successful? What's the percentage? And he said 1 out of 10. I said, so, okay, there's a 10% chance that they'll make it. Is that right? Do I have that right? 1 out of 10. Yeah. And so I feel blessed and lucky. Speaking of blessed, what was George Harrison's famous pithy quote among many? First of all, one of his best quotes is, how many Beatles does it take to change a light bulb? 4. So guess what? It's one of the truest things anybody could say about the Beatles in the shortest amount of time. If you take any one of them out of the equation, everything changes. If you take George Martin out of the equation, everything changes. But especially if you take George Harrison. Like, in other words, George was so uncredited with so many key things, including he's the one who unified the entire song of Eleanor Rigby when they were looking for like a hook line. He's the one who said, how about, look at all the lonely people. So that kind of stuff he did. Here's one of the things we all love in life is very short and there's no time. He doesn't even play on this song on We Could Work It Out, unless he's the one playing the tambourine, which is like a virtuoso tambourine part, and it might be him. But he's the one who turned that song's bridge into 3/4 time. For fussing and fighting, my friend, I have a waste of... Another brilliant move. What did he say about Bob Dylan, who was one of his best friends? And he went up to Woodstock and stayed in their house with them. There's some great pictures of Bob and George at the window of that house, taken by Sarah, Dylan's wife at the time. And what did George say? You know, some of you know. I would hate to live in a world without Bob Dylan. That goes to show you how much he understood of Dylan's monumental influence. Well, Dylan just turned 85. He started a new tour last week. The first show, he did 16 songs. The second show, he opened with You Ain't Going Nowhere, which is a song that he hasn't performed for 14 years. So there were screams of delight when he started playing that. But just in commemoration for Dylan's 85th birthday, the thing is, you have to remind yourself as you're reading these news stories about his tour, wait a minute, tell me how old he is again? He's 85? It doesn't even make sense. I'm going to do a song of his and break my all originals rule to commemorate Dylan's birthday. Sometimes I feel so low down and disgusted. Can't help but wondering what's been happening to my companions. Are they lost or are they found? Have they counted the cost it's gonna take to bring down all the worldly principles they're gonna have to abandon? And there's a slow train coming up around the bend, yeah. I had a woman down in Alabama, a real backwards girl, but she sure was realistic. She said, boy, without a doubt, you got to quit your mess and straighten out. You could die down here, be just another accident statistic. And there's a slow train coming up around the bend, yeah. All that foreign oil controlling American soil. Look around you, it's just bound to make you embarrassed. Sheiks walking around like kings, wearing fancy jewelry and nose rings, deciding America's future from Amsterdam into Paris. And there's a slow train coming around the bend, yeah. Man's ego's inflated, his laws are outdated, they don't apply no more. You can't rely to be standing around waiting in the home of the brave. Jefferson turning over in his grave. Fools glorify themselves trying to make a deal with Satan. And there's a slow train coming, yeah. Big time negotiators, false healers and woman haters, masters of the bluff, masters of the proposition. But the enemy I see wears a cloak of decency. All non-believers and men stealers talking in the name of religion. People starving and thirsting, grain and others are bursting. You know it costs more to store the food than it do to give it. They say lose your inhibitions, follow your own ambitions. They talk about a life of brotherly love. Show me one person who knows how to live it. There's a slow train coming around the bend, yeah. Well, my baby went to Illinois. It was a bad talking boy she could destroy. A real suicide case, but there was nothing I could do to stop it. I don't care about economy, I don't care about astronomy. What bothers me is to see my loved ones turning into puppets. And there's a slow That's a lot of candles. 85. Rodney Dangerfield said, my last birthday, I couldn't blow out the candles. The heat drove me back. What am I looking for now? Oh, my new song. I just finished it today. Last week, I was going to do the show, and I didn't have a new song, and I thought, drat, I almost always have a new song. I didn't force it. You know, I just thought maybe one will come, and one did. And let me look it up here and then play it for you on my guitar, whose name is Traveler, and she's from California. You know what? I might have to, since I just finished it today, I might have to grab the recording as a prompt here and hear how I did it. Yeah. I'm not going to do it that slow. Jeez. Listen how ragged I am. I'm almost ready. All right, it's called Purple Sky. And it goes like this. I don't need a purple sky to draw my heart to you. Just the look in your eyes. I don't need a purple sky. I don't need red wine to warm my heart to you, yeah. You warmed me with your touch. I don't need I don't need a moon of gold to shine on me when I can feel your heart beating. I don't need a purple sky. I don't need Okay, it was rough, ragged, raw. It's all right. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. I might do one more song for you here tonight. Have I seen you since the gig at the Staggle Stage where I played with my dear friend Alan LaBeouf and his beautiful daughter Elizabeth? Maybe I shouldn't talk about her plans, but I don't think she'd mind me telling you that she's applying. She got her degree in engineering and production at a good music school, and she graduated first in her department. And so this isn't just a vague idle thought. This is serious. She's applying for an engineering position at Electric Ladyland Studios in New York City. So, gee whiz, a couple of things could fall into place for her and she could be off and running. But as the writer of Ecclesiastes so wisely said, I won't be able to quote the entire verse, but he basically said, time and chance happeneth to them all. Time and chance. This is another recent song, and another song that I have perhaps convinced myself to believe that this is one of my keepers. And then I'll say good night and thanks for watching. Thank you especially to those of you who support the show. I appreciate it. I'll see you next week on Father's Day weekend. I could be walking down Broadway or a bright country road, surrounded by the colors of the day, meeting up with strangers or hanging out with friends, when the blues will carry me away. And sometimes I feel so alone, and my heart will turn as heavy as a stone. I'm missing something or someone I can never call my own. Sometimes I feel so alone. to mourn for sound the doves make in the early morning gray. And I'm inclined to listen to them cry. They'll never know how lonely they can make me feel. And I'll never stop wondering why. And sometimes I feel all alone. And my heart will suddenly turn heavy as a stone. I'm missing someone or something I can never call my own. Sometimes I feel so alone. Sometimes I feel so alone, and my heart will suddenly be heavy as a stone. I'm missing someone or something I can never call my own. Sometimes I feel so alone. Yes, sometimes I feel so alone. Thank you. Thanks for listening. See you again sometime.